relationship when a guy is like not hearing you.
Yo, does being blonde get you girls?
I don't think it does too much for me.
You be getting girls?
No, I'm locked in. I have a girlfriend.
Oh, you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, I've been locked in for a while.
I play with a lot of girls and it's bad, but I play with a lot of them. I say, I want to marry you, da-da-da, and it's like a lot of them. That's...
Is it just me, or has every celebrity breakup this year turned into a full-on circus, you guys? Now, this one might take the cake because Tate McRae just gave us the clue we've been waiting for. Without even naming him, she basically told everyone why she dumped the Kid Laroi, and yeah, it's because he was a cheater. But here's where it gets wild. While everyone's still trying to figure out what happened, Laroi's out here at Barr Seco holding hands with a new blonde girl, full edgy vibe, like nothing even happened. Which makes me ask, when did that start? Because there's no way you move on that quick unless it was already happening. And Tate didn't even need to call him out. One cryptic caption about being pulled by the stars, her birthday trip to Saint-Tropez with 0 Laroi sightings, and his awkward little good terms post, that was enough for people to piece it all together. Now, of course, some of you might be thinking, how do we even know it's true? Well, when you add in the old blind items and the timing of Laroi's new music, that makes her look like the villain. It's not hard to see why people are convinced. Basically, Tate is not screaming it from the rooftops, but she didn't have to. Her silence is letting everyone else say it for her. And from the looks of it, Laroi's not exactly denying it either. First of all, Laroi thought his little notes app style post would calm things down, but guys, it did the exact opposite. Before we get into why it backfired, here's the post Laroi put up that started the firestorm. He jumps online after a bunch of shady tweets about Tate started going around, says that they're on good terms, and tells everyone he had nothing to do with the drama. You couldn't tell me that didn't sound more like a press release than a boyfriend defending his girl, you guys. Not gonna lie, if he actually wanted to shut down the cheating rumors, he could have just said it. Instead, the way that he worded it made it seem like he was trying to quietly separate himself from her while still looking polite. And y'all, the internet ate that up. After this, people started pulling receipts, TikTok clips, bar sightings, even old interviews where Tate barely acknowledged him. It looked less like a mutual breakup and more like Tate found out what he was doing behind the scenes and decided to cut it off for good. Of course, Laroi's team might be trying to spin it, but every vague statement and every deleted tweet just makes it look worse for him. Now, tell me why the Kid Laroi is already popping up at Barr Seco, you guys. You know, that new LA spot where everyone's been pulling up to lately, Emma Chamberlain, Aaron Paul, like this is the place to be. And to make it even wilder, he wasn't there solo. Eyewitnesses swear they saw him walking through the crowd, holding hands with this short blonde girl who had that edgy, cool girl vibe. And you couldn't tell me that didn't look like a whole date. Like, how are you already booed up this quick, fresh off of a breakup and out here acting like cuffing season came early? Be serious. To me, that doesn't feel like moving on. That feels like something that was already happening way before we even knew about the split. And honestly, it kind of makes sense now why Tate's been posting like she doesn't care. She probably clocked this situation a long time ago and was over it before any of us caught on. Anyways, remember that old blind item that floated around a few months back? For those who didn't know, it claimed Tate and Laroi's whole relationship was basically a PR setup and that Tate was secretly seeing a hockey player on the side. At the time, people thought it was just gossip, but now it's starting to sound a little too on point. I mean, you couldn't tell me that this doesn't line up. The blind item said that the contract was ending soon, right around the time that Laroi's out at Barr Seco with a new blonde and drops a song making Tate look like the problem. Even if the PR stuff was real, the way this all played out, it still points back to Laroi. If she was willing to play along at first, but then found out he was stepping out too, yeah, that's when she cut it for good. So whether the PR angle was legit or not, people are convinced the cheating is what actually killed it, not some deal expiring quietly. Now, of course, one reason this whole thing feels extra messy is because Laroi looked like he was head over heels, you guys. To see what I mean, watch this clip of Laroi gushing about Tate in a 60 Minutes interview, calling her awesome, understanding, and even saying how he wanted to have a family one day. But now I'm questioning how real that energy was.
I want to have family one day. That's a huge dream of mine. I want to have a family. It's really cool to be able to share, similar experiences with somebody. I think the work that we do is like really, it's not common, you know? So it's cool to be able to, you know, there's certain things that I feel like maybe only she can understand, right? That I think is like a really cool thing. I feel very safe and understood with her, and she's just super awesome, super wise too.
Every interview, every live, every random moment, he was name dropping Tate, praising her all the time, and you couldn't tell me he didn't seem like the more invested one. But that's exactly why these cheating rumors are hitting so hard. Fans are saying he played the role of a devoted boyfriend in public, all while doing his own thing behind the scenes. And if that's true, yeah, it makes the whole good terms act look even faker. Some fans are even pulling up old clips where Tate looked kind of over it. Short answers, no real excitement when his name came up, while Laroi was practically glowing anytime hers did. Check out this moment from this interview where Tate is asked what annoys her about Laroi. Even though she kept it nice and cute, it doesn't feel genuine.
What does what? Nothing, he's perfect.
Which now makes people wonder, did she already know what he was doing and just keep it low-key until she could leave? Either way, the whole dynamic has people convinced this wasn't mutual at all. Laroi might have been in love, but if he couldn't stay loyal, it explains why Tate didn't just walk away. She ran. And now can we finally talk about the timing of Laroi's hot girl problems? Because, you guys, it could not have dropped at a messier time. Now, of course, Laroi swears the song isn't about Tate. Apparently, he teased it way before their split, but the lyrics? Way too specific. A girl ditching her boyfriend, partying on yachts, living her best life without him, and that line, "Don't believe her, it's on you if you get hurt." It feels less like a breakup anthem and more like Laroi trying to flip the script, painting her as the one who bailed so nobody talks about him. And y'all, the fans are not buying it. TikTok comments have already taken over, with one person saying what we were all thinking. It's about his ex? Okay, well, this is just very convenient timing then. And did his ex even have fans? Even casual listeners who don't follow their drama think he dropped this just to make her look bad and distract from his own mess. Now, while the music and the rumors were blowing up, I don't know about you, but I'd say the real reason this whole thing spiraled is because distance made it way too easy for Laroi to get sloppy. Just look at this vlog from Tate's birthday in Saint-Tropez. Friends, champagne, security, but Laroi, nowhere in sight. Are constantly touring, hopping countries, booked nonstop, but Tate celebrating her birthday surrounded by friends and her team with not a single trace of him? Yeah, you couldn't tell me? That didn't feel like a red flag, you guys. That whole trip is what really sparked the first breakup buzz. Long before Laroi even posted his statement, and honestly, when you think about it, being on different continents half of the time is the perfect setup for him to do whatever he wanted without her noticing. Until she finally did. And honestly, after seeing that, it makes sense why this didn't end with one of those long, sugar-coated, we just grew apart statements. It wasn't just the distance, you guys, it was Laroi using that as a cover. And once Tate put the pieces together, she clearly decided she was better off without the headache. And get this, days after Laroi's statement, she throws up that Anais Nin quote on Instagram. "I'm restless. Things are calling me away. My hair is being pulled by the stars again." Here is the Instagram post in question, which had fans debating whether it was a breakup hint or a sign that she's already moved on, which, let's be real, doesn't exactly scream heartbroken ex. If anything, it feels like she's saying, "I'm free, I'm done, I'm not sticking around for someone who can't even get it together." And honestly, this tracks when you hear what she has said about her past relationships. There's this podcast moment where Tate is talking about how frustrating it is when a guy is just not listening, to the point where she even jokes, "Would you hear me more if I talked about sex?"
And I remember we were like talking and we were like, oh, like in a relationship when a guy is like not hearing you. And it's like, would you hear me more if I talked to you like
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's such a crazy thing. Like, they're willing to watch, but they're not willing to listen.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being at that point, feeling like you have to say something wild just to get your boyfriend to pay attention. And guys, she has been through this before. Her last boyfriend, Cole Sillinger, was exposed for cheating too. So if she even suspected Laroi was pulling the same moves, of course she was already halfway out before any of us knew. Not everyone thinks Tate left just because of cheating. There is another theory, and honestly, it's almost as messy. To see what people mean, here is a Reddit screen recording where fans discuss Tate's career boom and how Laroi might have just been a stepping stone. Some fans swear this breakup wasn't about heartbreak at all. Tate just didn't need him anymore. When they first got together, people said that Laroi helped her get in the right rooms, meet the right people, and reach new audiences. Sure, she was already charting, but Laroi's connections from big name collabs to his celebrity circle allegedly gave her career a boost that she couldn't ignore. Fast forward to now, and Tate is the pop star. More monthly listeners, solo hits topping charts, Grammy buzz, her So Close to What era dominating. And guys, let's admit it, the timing can't be ignored. So as soon as she hit that level, she takes a solo birthday trip, and as I mentioned earlier, Laroi drops a song painting her as the problem, and suddenly she's posting captions like she's floating above all the drama. Some Reddit threads even said it bluntly. She never really seemed to like Laroi the way that he liked her. He was talking about her every chance he got, posting her, etc. Anytime someone brought him up to her, she didn't really seem so interested in talking about him, which is fine. Her career doesn't revolve around him, but it just didn't seem like there was mutual love. He always seemed to like her a lot more. But here's the thing. Even if that theory holds, the cheating whispers just make it harder. Because if Tate was already pulling away and Laroi couldn't even stay loyal during that, that's not just a breakup, that's a full-on clean break. And at this point, it's not even about whether Tate dumped Laroi, it's about why every clue feels like there's more that we're not seeing. Was this just a guy messing around and blowing up a relationship everyone thought was solid, or was it a mix? And the wild part? Neither of them is talking. No interviews, no denials, no sit-downs to set the record straight, which means every post, every lyric, and every little sighting is going to get picked apart until something big drops. Because if Laroi really cheated and Tate was already planning to leave, this wasn't just a breakup. It was a relationship falling apart that might have been more about convenience than real love. And the fallout, yeah, it's not over yet.